All right. Now I got to deal with these two fights, but mainly this fight right here. Now, before I get into the details of the fight, Macy missed weight. I believe she weighed in at 138, which put her 2 pounds over the bantamweight limit. And after the fight, Yana has some things to say about yet another opponent of hers missing weight. This girl has the worst luck with opponents missing weight. It's crazy.
Almost I'm upset because almost my every opponent missing weight. And
Now, almost every opponent, she ain't lying.
other things that no any single person come to me and say sorry and say that she missed weight. Do you want, like, are you agree to fight? No one asked me if I want to fight or not. No one says sorry. After fight, I came to her and says that you should at least like say sorry. And she told me that you got paid for this. Like, why complain? You know, it's I'm not fight for money.
Shame on you, Macy. Did you really say that? Did you really say that? I don't think she would lie on you. You're getting paid for this. Nobody wants a loss on their record because you missed weight. Yeah, she might get, 25% of Macy's purse? But if she loses, that loss is on her record permanently. She'll spend that little bit of money. That is not worth the sacrifice. That's why you, as a fighter, you're willing to sacrifice. I'm not saying that Macy did it on purpose, but many fighters they look at it as it's worth it. Hey, I'm going to come in heavy. I don't care that I'll give up 25% of my purse. I'm about to get this win on my record. This is going to be there permanently. So yeah, shame on you, Macy. Be saying that.
For this, like, why complain? You know, it's I'm not fight for money. Like, it's nice to get paid, but I not fight for money. And I feel like these things that UFC not give enough punishment for fighter who miss weight. I think it's the biggest reason why a lot of people missing weight. If we get at least 50% fine and 1 point.
Wow, yeah. Yeah, that might stop people from missing weight. 50% of your purse and you get 1 point deduction. I've said that before. I said that you should have a point deducted to even the playing field, because these big fighters, they're coming in with an advantage.
Deduction, I think it will be much less people who do this, because she had 1 hour to try continue to cut weighting, but she said no, I don't want to start drinking. I feel it's very like so not respectful. She give
What? That's crazy. I didn't know that. She didn't even try to lose the last few pounds. Okay.
even not try.
Did you try to push for 30% or more of the pay, or did the UFC come to you and say 25% is what the deal is?
Yeah, sure, I ask, but they say that the commission not make allowed. I feel these rules like very strange. When I fought,
Now, wait a minute before anybody tries to sound off on Yana. Look at her record. This is kind of crazy. You heard her say almost every opponent that I fight misses weight. Now, the fight, here we go, Chelsea Chandler. They had to have a catch weight. She weighed in at 141 pounds. Irene Aldana weighed in at basically 140 pounds. Ketlin Vieira, 138. I mean, for whatever reason, her opponents miss weight and miss weight often.
the last time in Vegas, my opponent misweighed by 5 pounds, and it's the same, just 25%. So it doesn't matter you miss like half pound or 5 pounds, the same 25%. I can see like for girl point to continue cutting weight. If it's the same amount of money you lose, you just can miss like 10 pounds and keep fighting. This is for me very strange, but it is what it is.
Which would be better for you if you could only have one or the other, a higher percentage of the pay or a point?
Shut up. Nobody care about that. Goofy reporters and goofy questions. So let's get into the fight. Macy, first of all, was noticeably bigger. Noticeably. And for her to be noticeably heavier than Yana required like that she is like noticeably heavier, because Yana had on a white shirt and Macy was wearing black. White makes you look bigger. Black makes you look smaller. And even though Macy was wearing black, she still looked noticeably bigger than Yana. All in the torso, hips, buttocks area, even with this, I guess it's like a skirt that Macy was wearing, even with that and even wearing black, you could clearly see she looked like she was a good 15, 20 pounds heavier than Yana. And it was crazy to see Yana constantly like out muscling Macy, pressing her against the cage. Here Macy just big for nothing. Yet another example of being big for nothing. And this is going to be the highlight of that fight. Macy getting kicked in the face. This is why I said she got humiliated. You know, taking a kick to the face is the worst. That's the most humiliating, a foot to the face. Your foot belonged on the ground, and you got it to the face, right in the mouth. Another thing that was noteworthy in this fight was the body work from Yana. There was a point in the fight where I thought Macy might fold from the body attacks. Also, Yana dominated in the clinches. In the clinches, it was like there was a lot of action. A lot of times in the clinches, they stink up the joint. You know, there's not much going on. That wasn't the case in this fight. Elbows to the face, to the nose, even caused Macy's nose to bleed a little bit from one of those shots. In the clinch, Yana dominated. And I'm like, okay, again, Macy is big for nothing. Just big for nothing. Her size did not give her any advantage at all, except maybe in the third round when she finally got her down and was on top of her. Another thing I noticed in this fight, which is something that I notice in a lot of fights, is how these girls are so tired by the second and third round. And it's because they're so hyped up and nervous in the first round. It never fails. Girls come in, and in the first minute of the first round, they are so excited. And the fighters who focus on staying relaxed early in the fight, I think will have a huge advantage later in the fight, because I noticed they slowed down significantly by the second round. And even both of them, even though I thought Yana was a little more relaxed than Macy, Macy slowed down. And once again, towards the end of the third round, Macy was on top of her. That's when she had her moment. But she had lost The first 2 rounds, she was getting whooped. And you know what? It might be time. Don't be surprised if they let Macy go, man. She's like inconsistent. Her performances are inconsistent. Talking about Macy. And I wouldn't be surprised, me personally, if she ended up getting the boot. Right? How's she doing anyways? Take a look at her record here. Okay, she's lost her past 2 fights. She's lost 3 out of her past 5. She was able to defeat Mayra Bueno Silva and Kianzad, but lost to Irene Aldana, Ketlin Vieira, and now Yana Santos. But missed weight. In, wow, out of her last fights, 1, 2, okay. And I guess this fight was, Kianzad was at 145. But if y'all remember, she missed weight at 145 too. Right here. Against Raquel Pennington. She weighed in at 148.5. So even at 145, which means Macy just gets, undisciplined. I don't know, she eating too much or doing something where she's failing to make weight. But yeah, the body work I thought was good work by Yana in the clinches. Had plenty of knees to the body, and it just looked like Macy really was uncomfortable with those body shots. Yana, of course, is slender, very lean. Looks like her midsection is strong. Her core seems pretty strong. And Macy's looked weak. So it was a good idea for them to go to Macy's body. And I think it probably helped. I think it helped to deplete at least some of her energy. But Yana also had uppercuts and elbows and all types of surprises up close. Yana's record currently, she's won her last 3 fights. She was on a 3-fight losing streak starting back in 2021. Lost to Aldana, Holly Holm, Carol Rosa, and then bounced back against Chandler, Misha Tate, and Macy. And 2 out of those 3 opponents missed weight. I don't see the UFC getting rid of Yana at all. She seems like one of the fighters that'll be able to retire from the UFC. Won't end up like some of these fighters who get cut and then you find out they've been signed PFL. A couple former UFC fighters here recently just got signed to PFL. Forgot who they were. Right? I doubt that's going to happen to Yana. Now on to this other fight. I made a prediction for this fight. Didn't make a prediction for the Yana fight. Yana Santos against Mace Chiasson. Didn't make, but I made one for this. It was easy, common sense. I took Veronica. I never picked Brogan in any fights. Any of her fights. This is Brogan's record. As you can see, she has lost all 3 of her UFC bouts. All 3. She's only had 3 UFC bouts. Lost all 3. Got TKO'd in her UFC debut. Okay? Now, also keep in mind, this is the flyweight division. It's the flyweight division. And she also lost to Luciendo, a strawweight. Think about that. Luciendo moved up to fight Brogan and whooped her. Isn't Luciendo a strawweight? She's a strawweight. She fighting at 115. So Brogan she's just garbage, man. I'm sorry. The girl is a horrible, horrible fighter. Lost to Pearl Gonzalez. How you lose to Pearl Gonzalez? Jeez. She has lost 5 of her last 6 fights. 2 of those losses were in Invicta. I mean, why would you sign Brogan anyways? She was on a 2-fight win streak. She wins 1 fight against Emily King to snap that losing streak, and you sign her to the UFC? Like, wow. UFC got low standards when it comes to signing females. They got to stop that. It makes you look desperate and reckless and careless, as if you don't care about the quality of fighters when it comes to the women. So weird to see that. But yeah, Veronica was just too fast and too good. Just a lot better than Brogan. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they announce. I mean, Veronica was so comfortable in there. She's having fun in there, actually. She noticed in the first minute that she was too fast for Brogan. So yeah, not a UFC caliber fighter. Definitely not one of the top. Guaranteed there's a number of regional fighters who could whoop Brogan. Brogan right now could fight in like cage fighting. I mean, cage fighters on these lower tier organizations and still have a losing streak. She had a losing streak in Invicta, like I just said. So wow, what an experience watching Brogan once again get whooped. Now I'm sort of looking forward to next weekend. Next weekend we have, what do we have? Julia Palastri against Karolina Kowalkiewicz. And I'm going to take Palastri in that fight. And I'm not going to, at least not right now, going to make a prediction for Beatrice Mosqueda against Irina Alekseeva. But that Alekseeva chick she seems undisciplined. She seems to lack structure and discipline. And I won't be taking her in very many fights at all. Shout out to Raheem in the building. And I'm going to leave it there. Big shout out to everybody. I will see y'all on the next live.